I'm 680 News Senior Business Editor Mike Eppel. We saw a tough day on the markets in reaction to some comments made by U.S. President Donald Trump ahead of the NATO summit in London today. He was talking about the trade files, the various battles that the U.S. finds itself in right now on trade, and at the top of the list was that of China. Remember, the markets rallied in November on the hopes and prospects that a trade deal between the U.S. and China was imminent. Well, the U.S. president today saying they are not close to a deal. In fact, he has no deadline, and he thinks that a better time to negotiate would be after next year's November election in the United States. Well, this threw the market into a bit of a tailspin today, and you combine that with the fact that the U.S. is also considering reciprocal tariffs against French exports, including champagne and cheese, after the French government announced taxes on various U.S.-based tech companies, and the U.S. also ratcheting up trade tensions with Brazil and Argentina on steel and aluminum exports related to accusations of currency manipulation. All of this taking the markets down sharply in today's trading activity. Bank of Montreal today unveiled confirmed some job cuts in its fourth quarter. As it reported quarterly results, the BMO talked about cutting over 800 jobs, about 1.7% of its global workforce, as part of a restructuring, a streamlining of operations. This dented the big bank's earnings. Fourth quarter results, $1.19 billion in net profit. Operating earnings were okay. Revenue was on the rise, and they raised their dividend. The stock, though, on the BMO, down today on the TSX. Hudsons Bay Company is rejecting a $2 billion buyout bid made by one of its shareholders. An activist investor group called Catalyst Capital is already a part shareholder of the HBC, and they've been pushing for a higher buyout price than the one that is currently on the table from Richard Baker, the chairman of the board of the Hudsons Bay Company. Well, a special committee formed by the HBC said the Catalyst bid of $2 billion really had a reasonable conclusion, and they've rejected it. Now Catalyst is going to the Ontario Securities Commission to challenge the Baker bid. The Baker bid group also challenging the Catalyst offer at the OSC. All of this had HBC stock down today significantly on Bay Street by more than 5%. CN Rail is recalculating its earnings projections following that 8-day strike that had the nation's biggest railway shut down, with the 3,200 members of the Teamsters Union off the job last month. They are saying that's cutting the earnings by 15 cents per share. It's actually less than what the market was anticipating, as CN continues to deal with the backlog of shipments that was causing a lot of concern on the economy last month. Coming up tomorrow, we've got the Bank of Canada set to announce interest rate policy. It's going to be something to watch going into the new year. The central bank is talking about and thinking on the economy, the forecasts and interest rate projections for 2020. From the 680 Newsroom, I'm Mike Eppel for City News.